Love short story, My First Love. I was just 13 years old when I fell in love with a boy 4 or 5 years older than me. It was the most ecstatic feeling, and I still cannot get over it. As they say, when a woman falls in love, she can never fall in love again. Although I was a teenager then, but I still have vivid memories of that boy and how I felt for him. I was a smart, bubbly and a cute little teenager who enjoyed life and was living life to the fullest, when suddenly life changed for me. I had set my eyes on him the first time when he had come to the Colony Park and he was chatting with his friends. I found him so handsome, his curly, dark brown hair and large dark brown eyes. I was floored. Though now when I look back, I laugh it off as mere infatuation, but I don't know why I felt an instant connection with him. When he looked into my eyes, my heart fluttered and I used to feel so nervous and excited at the same time. You won't believe it, but I never spoke to him, but still I felt a strong connection to him. He was so handsome and so good-looking that whenever I used to look at him I could not stop myself from staring at him, and he hardly bothered to even turn around and look at me. For him I was insignificant as I was much smaller than him. Therefore he hardly even tried to take any interest in me. Each day, when I used to go to the park, I used to do up my hair differently and wear my best of dresses to look nice lest he spots me there. But every day he used to be so engrossed in chatting and playing with his friends that he hardly took notice of me. I was so mad after him that I used to stand in the balcony for hours on end, just to get a glimpse of him, and sometimes I used to keep peeping out of the window, so that I could see him playing in the park, but I would spot him only a few times. Rest of the times I would just sadly retreat to my studies or doing some other work. As days passed, things remained the same when slowly and gradually he started noticing that I stare at him all the time when I am around him, in the park or in any shop nearby. Once I remember I was standing in the neighborhood bakery and he suddenly walked in with his friends, probably to buy something. I turned around and as usual started staring at him, and he was standing opposite me when suddenly a lot of people came in between us, and it was a funny situation and I could see just one half of his face and I caught him staring at me with one eye. I was shocked as it was so sudden, and the depth with which he was staring at me cannot be explained in words. There was admiration and tender love in them. I then left the bakery feeling very shy, and till now I cannot forget that look of his in the bakery. Another time I felt very shy was when we both passed each other when I was coming back from school. We're walking on the side of the road, and he suddenly saw me walking down the road, swaying my bag along my side, was chatting with his friend, and when I passed him, I stopped swaying my bag and I quietly tried to pass him, and then he turned around and looked fondly at me. I walked away feeling shy and embarrassed at the same time. Anytime I came in direct contact with him and whenever he looked at me, I always felt a soft tenderness in his eyes, and the warmth of his heart touched me deep inside. This boy was very tall and fair and had the loveliest hair and a very smart mustache, and whenever I looked at him I went weak in my knees. I used to dream of him being near me and talking to me and we spending time with each other, but I could never muster enough courage to ever stand in front of him and talk to him. Was too small and too naive to even think of it. Things went on in this way for a few months, and nothing happened.